The America's Cup arrived back in Cowes yesterday, 159 years since the schooner America took it away from a Royal Yacht Squadron. The occasion was the launch of the 1851 Cup, a challenge event between the America's Cup holders, Team BMW Oracle, and the British challenger for the next America's Cup, Team Origin. We spoke to the BMW Oracle skipper Jimmy Spithill about racing in Cowes. Congratulations on winning the America's Cup, and thanks for bringing it back to Cowes after 159 years. Are you planning on leaving it here?
I hope not, but it's fantastic to be here. I mean, it's pretty cool to come back to where this whole thing started, and I think to have the Cup here is exciting for the people. I mean, just to see the excitement around and the interest. Now,
last time we saw you in Cowes, you were sailing an Extreme 40. This is going to be a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully I won't spend as much time in the water as I did when I was here sailing the Extreme 40. The speeds are obviously different, but it's fun to get back into the version 5 boats, and I think we're going to put on quite a show out there. I mean, Team Origin are one of the best teams in the world with some of the best sailors in the world. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I know the boys are as well.
You used to race with Ben in the same team, so presumably you know each other's moves really well.
Yeah, we did for a little while, at One World Challenge, and like I said, I mean, Ben's one of the best sailors in the world, if not the best sailor in the world, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
So what are the plans for the future? You're the holders of the America's Cup now. You've just been doing some tests with different boats and television ideas and coverage ideas. Are you making any conclusions yet?
Well, definitely one conclusion is that for the sport to go forwards, we need good television. I mean, that's pretty clear cut. And that comes from the top, from Larry, who has a real passion for that. And so we're obviously pushing pretty hard with that, and also making this event more exciting, more exciting boats, and really getting a feel from a lot of people, the general public, sailing teams out there. So it's an exciting time, I think, to be involved in the sport. And I think that there's going to be good things happen to the Cup. Ben Ainslie is the British skipper, and he told us about the new event.
We've got this regatta starting tomorrow, the 1851 Cup, so we're really excited about that. It's great to have the America's Cup here in Cowes, and great for us to be racing against such a strong team in home waters.
How does it feel to be racing here against the current holders of the America's Cup in your own waters?
Oh, it's very special for us in front of home crowds. Here in Cowes Week with so many people, sailing experts and enthusiasts here racing, hopefully we can put on a good show for everybody.
Now, you can't claim local knowledge exclusively because you've got Ian Moore on the other boat navigating for them, so what's your predictions?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Ian Moore was originally sailing with us, but I think he decided he thought his chances were better off with the other team, so that's his decision. But he's a local guy, so that certainly helps make them stronger racing here, but at the end of the day it's going to be really tight racing, and these boats are all about teamwork. You've got 17 guys, they're hard boats to sail physically and get around the course, especially here, which will be quite a tight course. So we've got to work hard on that, and they're going to be very tough to beat.
Now, at the moment, BMW Oracle are looking at all the options for next America's Cup, and they're considering multi-hulls as well as monohulls. Now, Team Origin's on record saying you don't want multi-hulls. Why is that?
Well, multi-hulls are, they're very hugely exciting boats, and technically very advanced. You look at the C-Class Cats, and obviously the boat that BMW Oracle came up with for the dog match against the Lingy was a phenomenal piece of technology. But for match racing, it's in the past, trying to match race in multi-hulls generally isn't as good as it is in monohulls, and that's why we feel it's a pretty huge step to pull away from monohulls. Trying to match race in multi-hulls probably wouldn't be that great. But a lot of people, a lot of the other teams, a lot of the potential challengers for the America's Cup have also, I think, put it on record that they would prefer to sail in monohulls as well. So it'll be interesting to see where we end up.
Principal race officer is Harold Bennett, who was race officer for the last America's Cup. Harold, you've race officered the America's Cup, the Olympics, and just about everything else. Have you ever race officered in Cowes?
No, this is the first time here in Cowes, but I've been out yesterday. I was out with the Royal Thames team when they were doing their starts, and so I got a little bit of a feel for that. And today I've just been out with the both teams, and we've had a practice further up the Solent there, and also just out here, similar to where we're going to operate. So getting a little bit of a feel for it. It's an interesting place.
Ian Moore is a Cows sailor who is also navigator with BMW Oracle. Ian, great to have you back in your home of Cows. Now, how come that you local Cows sailor, you were sailing with the British team, now you're navigating the Americans around the course? How does that work?
Oh, well, it's a long story, but it's Russell Coates phones you up and says, would you like to come and help us defend the 34th America's Cup? It's a difficult thing to say no to. So, yeah, it's exciting sailing with a defender, and it's exciting to be here racing in Cows on my home doorstep. So, very cool.
So, how's it going to be, match racing in Cows' Solent tides?
So, it's been a real eye-opener today. Today was the first day of practice, and not even extreme tides this week, but a couple of knots of tide, and it completely changes the game. Changes the way you pre-start, changes the way you kill time in the pre-start, and your approach to the line. So we're all learning, or maybe even relearning those skills. We're used to doing it in the Mediterranean when there's no current, no tide, and here it's a big feature. And it's, I guess, the guys that learn to do that more quickly will take an advantage from it.
Are you enjoying sailing the AACC boats again?
Yeah, they are old boats. Some people call them dinosaurs, but they are hard boats to sail. You need a lot of guys. You need a lot of guys to be very well coordinated. The loads can be incredibly high, and if you make a mistake, you get punished very, very quickly. So they're good in that respect. They're technical. High loads, they heel over a lot. They don't go particularly fast, but they are good, exciting boats to sail, and you can get them very close to each other in a match racing scenario. And hopefully that's what we'll see this week on the television.
Racing for the 1851 Cup started today and carries on through to Friday. On Thursday, the boats will race around the island on the original 1851 course. In the first race today, Team Origin secured a narrow victory to go one up. Both boats came out fighting in the pre-start for the second race, with Ben Ainsley securing the windward berth above Oracle as they came to the line. BMW Oracle hit the line fractionally early and had to return, so it was game over as Team Origin powered away in a breeze that was now over 20 knots. Team Origin rounded the top mark with a large lead and headed off downwind in lots of breeze. BMW Oracle really had no chance of catching the British boat on the short 3-lap course, but they were pushing hard downwind. In a building breeze gusting over 20 knots, the race was shortened at the bottom gate, with Team Origin taking their second win to go 2 up at the end of the first day of racing. The boats will be out again tomorrow after the regular Cows Week racing, and you can watch the racing live on Cows Online Sail TV player from about 3:30.